A Queensland lockdown extension. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, because we're going to have a look at this article from news.com.au, which is discussing, well, potentially another extension to the lockdown here in Queensland. Now, originally it was only 3 days, till Tuesday, and it's been extended until Sunday, and now there's talk of a future extension. Now, I would be shocked if they don't extend the lockdown. Just with the number of cases that they have, with the number of locations they need to do contact tracing, I'm preparing myself for a extension. So let's have a look at this. Live breaking news. Queensland battling a growing Delta outbreak. The state's chief health officer has admitted Queensland will need to do something really, really special to stop authorities extending the lockdown past Sunday. Queensland's chief health officer, Dr. Jeanette Young, has admitted the state will have to do something really, really special to not see the lockdown extended past Sunday. The state recorded 17 new cases today, 16 linked to the Indooroopilly cluster, and 1 a reef pilot from Cairns. Please, everyone, just think what you could do to just stay at home for the next few days until Sunday, because it would be really good if we could lift it, Dr. Young said. So she's expecting it to be extended. That's a big challenge, though. When I look at other states and how long it's taken before they could lift their restrictions. If we don't do something really, really, really special in Queensland, we'll be extending the lockdown. Just think of what you can do in the next few days so we can lift this and we can beat all the predictions about how long it takes to get such a large cluster under control. So let's have a look here. Incentives to get Aussies vaccinated aren't needed just yet, so they're not needed. Lieutenant General John Farron, head of the Australian Coronavirus Task Force, provided a vaccine update early this afternoon. He was asked about whether the government was looking at incentives to get Australians to embrace vaccination. Well, honestly, I think Labor's cause for it is more about vote buying than actually to incentivize people. I've said incentives is something we will consider, but right now, Australians, in the last 7 days, we've had 1.2 million doses going into people's arms. Demand is still exceeding supply right now. Lieutenant General Farron said when hesitancy kicks in is when authorities would look at incentives. Maybe later in the year when we're getting into some of the more hesitant sort of groups, he said. The Lieutenant General said there were a number of incentive ideas being considered. We will look at all positive alternatives. There is cash, there is the idea of lotteries. All of these ideas are being discussed. What we need is just to give everyone 2% off their home loans. That's the Australian way, everyone. Target it to your home loan, right there. So Queenslanders dig at non-essential shoppers. What's this? Queensland's Deputy Premier has told citizens plunged into a strict lockdown. Now is not the time to get sun lounges and browse in shops. Stephen Miles said authorities were still seeing people leave their homes to shop or browse for non-essential items. Well, what may be essential to someone isn't essential to another. It's all a bit vague, isn't it? The Courier Mail yesterday published photos of Brisbane shoppers, of course they did, buying sun lounges and other non-essential items. While there's an exemption to allow people to leave the home to buy essential goods like groceries and medication, he reminded Brisbaneites that does not mean they could leave for discretionary items. It has to be essential, and the onus is on the individual to have a reason to leave their home, not on retailers or businesses. Now's not the time to buy outdoor furniture. Well, maybe it is. If you're stuck at home and you don't have any outdoor furniture, maybe you need it. He said police were checking people who left their homes with RBT-style interceptions to confirm they were leaving for the right reasons. We just urge everyone, for 5 more days, do the right thing, and next week you can buy all the sun lounges you need. That is pretty funny. I mean, now probably is the stupidest time to go buying a sun lounge. But then again, the traffic could be so little. Maybe you can get a good deal. There you go. New South Wales has recorded 233 cases. New South Wales has recorded another 200-plus day, adding 233 locally acquired coronavirus cases to its total. 2 people died in the past 24 hours, a woman in her 80s and a man in his 20s. There you go, everyone. Queensland found out about extra vaccine doses from the media. What's this? Queensland Health Minister has admitted she found out about the federal government's decision to to give the state more AstraZeneca doses through the media. I'll be honest, I found out about the 150,000 offer of AstraZeneca through the media. She said, well, the government's going to release it to the media first to get the attention and the benefit. I'll be writing to Greg Hunt today to ask that the 150,000 doses goes directly to the pharmacies and not come to us to distribute so that it can get to them quicker. Well, there you go. What else? 48 fines issued in the last 24 hours. Queensland Police Deputy Commissioner Stephen Goswensky said officers were still having to take too much action and would rather not, as 48 fines were issued. 7 of those penalty infringement notices were for not wearing masks, and 34 were for general non-compliance. 4 people were also arrested. Regrettably, these characters decide to do a break and enter at Heritage Park, as well as disobey the directions, so they've been charged with criminal offences and breaches of the health directive. We're investigating our operation yesterday of increasing police visibility across southeastern corner, including RBT-style interceptions. And the Commonwealth's vaccine delay not acceptable. Queensland Health Minister Yvette Darth has taken aim at the Commonwealth over its delayed delivery of extra vaccines to the state. So 3 hours ago, and then they found out they've gotten it in the media. There you go. There you go, guys. It really feels like a complete and utter stuff-up, doesn't it, from our politicians? Well, there we go, Queensland. Looks like we're going to be in lockdown beyond Sunday. What do you reckon? Are you at all surprised? Now, here's one suggestion for a solution that I am going to draw viewers' attention to. Bear with me while I find this link that was sent to me by a viewer. Now, another YouTuber here in Brisbane, who's also frustrated with this, has found a survey that he is drawing attention to, and many others are. And it is from the Liberal Democrats Party. And here we go. End the lockdowns, open the country. Let's have a look at this survey, or this petition. This petition calls on the government to set a date this year for when Australia will return to the old normal of no lockdowns, no border closures, and no other COVID restrictions. Australians have been fairly patient over the last 18 months as the government attempted to come to terms with a difficult situation. This patience has a limit. As time goes on, governments around the country continue to stoke exaggerated fear and panic, renewing their emergency powers, avoid honest risk assessments, while imposing new restrictions and draconian controls that have no end in sight. Public policy is being driven by fear that is out of proportion to the actual risk. The ongoing lockdowns and border closures have created massive costs in terms of personal freedom, children's education, struggling businesses, community groups, government debt, lost personal connections, deteriorating health and happiness, mental health issues, and lives lost. Too many people have had to put their lives on hold for too long. This cannot continue. Setting a date this year will force discipline on the government. That's a good point. With the vaccine rollout, they may actually prioritize and do it properly. Giving people the opportunity to get vaccinated if they choose, provide clarity and certainty about the future, and ensure that we will soon be able to start living our lives properly again. Liberal Democrat MP David Limbrick has called it Freedom Day. And indeed, the time has come for Australians to demand our freedom back. Please consider signing this petition and sharing with your friends. End the lockdowns, open the country, freedom over fear. And I will link to this if you would be interested in signing this petition from the Liberal Democrats. At least a small gesture and sign to a lot of the people in the House of Representatives that you're frustrated with this. As always, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments down below. If you're a fan of the channel and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. Sign up for SelfWealth or Stake. Use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. Buy a merch from HeiseSays. Use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.